Hey guys, I want to talk about Google Heatmaps for a minute. Some of you guys know what that is, some of you don't. Google does track, Google does track when you scroll down in Chrome. They track it. They know what I'm doing with my mouse, and they know what I'm doing with my scroll bar. They know it. And where most people read, they tend to move their mouse, right? So if you're scrolling down and you're reading something, you pause, and you might leave your mouse on the side, but you're going to hang out there for a while. You're probably going to move your mouse in the area. There's a tendency that we have. And then you might scroll down a little more, and then you might pause and read something else. It's so common for us to move the mouse to center our attention where we want it to go. So when Google thinks about whether your web page is performing well, okay, they're wondering whether the heat or the attention being paid, they're wondering where that's happening on your web page and if it makes sense. Okay, for example, there should be heat around this kind of big print. There should be some heat around my menu links, for sure. There could be heat around the phone number. If it's being clicked on a mobile phone, somebody's pressing that button with their thumb, so that should produce heat too. Anything people click on or hover around. This is a video, right? And so, I mean, it's a dummy video for the moment, but it's exactly a video. So there should be heat around that button, right? And so on. So as you go down the page, there's going to be less and less heat because fewer and fewer people are going to make it all the way down to the bottom, right? The idea is that they get this far down and they click something. That's what you're hoping, you know? And if they keep going down, that's because they're still digesting this. And then when they get down here, we're assuming that they're going to go somewhere, right? So where's Google going to pay attention to the heat? It's that's what I'm saying. It's a map. Take a look. Here you go. There's one web page and there's a heat map. The blue is where people are not ever moving their mouse hardly. Okay, and that's why you see little areas like this. Sometimes people let their mouse sit on the side when they're reading or something, right? The red is where the people are spending their most attention, which seems to be way over here on the left of this website, right? And you might think, well, okay, that makes sense to me. Everybody does that. And the answer is no, it's not that simple. But you can see where the attention is here, and you can see where the most attention is. And this helps you understand how well your website's doing. Is this the stuff you want people paying attention to, or isn't it? Maybe you should rearrange some stuff. Maybe you really want this to get seen a lot more, so you should move it over there, right? That kind of thing. Now, are all heat maps looking the same way? No. Here's another website, or at least another web page. Heat map is totally different on this web page. Probably because of the way it's spread out, it kind of pulls your eyes to the right. You sort of spread your attention out, okay? And then again, it just depends. I mean, are these calling out to you? Are they pulling your attention in? Anyway, what is the important thing about a Google heat map? That attention is being paid in the right places of your web page. If your heat is floating somewhere uselessly for the most part, or there's no heat, it's just like evenly scattered, then what Google sees from the heat map is that your website's not ready to rank because no one's paying attention to the right things on the page, okay? So then you think, wow, how do I get a heat map? And the answer is you don't need to. We went further than that. What you get to do in the case of our website is assign high priority to certain things that you really, really want to happen, like the video and buttons that you want people to click on, okay? Anything you want them to click on seriously, you're like, you really want that to happen, whatever it is on the page. You don't necessarily want them to watch every video. Some of that's just little testimonial videos in the corner, and who really cares? Maybe you really want people clicking this, you know, or at least any of these, right? So you can assign high priorities and put percentages of visitors hitting these things so that you can, guess what? Your web page knows what it's supposed to do. So if you have, for example, I just need to do something down here to make the point, right? I got to say, aha, see for more. If I assigned a high priority to this button here, and a bunch of people coming to the website are not scrolling down far enough to even see it before they go somewhere else, you know what the website will do? It will take that section down there and move the whole thing up. It will move it up above this section, that section, that section. It'll move it to where they leave off on the whole, okay? Because you said that was a high priority. So your web page knows its job. If not enough people are watching the video, it will track that and it will let you know so that you can say, oh, wow, you know why I think they're not watching it? They don't see the button. They don't think it's a YouTube button. I should make this more obviously a video link, you know, that kind of thing. And there are a lot of other things too. You can actually put in a stack of other videos and the website will swap between them to see what's got the highest score. Anytime it's meeting your goal, it doesn't keep changing it. It leaves it still. But if it's not meeting your goal, it will swap it until it does meet your goal. So if you can tell your web page what its jobs are, at least 15% of the people who land here should watch the video. At least 3% should click on this link. At least 2% should sign up through that form. At least 1% should join the newsletter. You know, and you make these things obvious. At least this many people should call the phone number. And you've got little inserted phone number links here and there through the website. It's stuff we do for you when we set it up strategy-wise based on your strategy needs. Then the web page works to rearrange itself and go through the options you give it and keeps tracking. And its goal is to improve your ROI. Our web pages track the scroll downs too. They track the mouse motions too. And so you know what our websites do? Make sure that your web page is performing in a way that will make the activity on your web page match the sort of heat map expectation Google has when it looks at your web page. So when we make our web pages adhere to the heat maps and Google sees that attention's being paid around these videos and those buttons and these actions and this click to the next page thing, then Google goes, oh, I get it. These are the important things and the site's doing well. The web page is doing a great job of that conversion action. That's how you start getting ranked higher.